But still there's movement along the fault line. With the prize, purple skies, no dry eyes, lows and highs, and then there's movement along the fault line, and then there's movement along the fault line.
Good morning, and welcome to the AVP special presentation of the class of 2024 Slam Poetry. Up first, we have DJ with his poem, Stage Fright.
Stage fright. A feeling you get when you're on a stage, whether in front of a live audience, live camera, or even in front of a small group. Stage fright can make you feel a lot of feelings. But the main antagonist of our story here is that it makes you feel fear. Fear that you will mess up in front of the world, thus embarrassing yourself. Fear that whatever you say may change the way people think of you. Fear is a terrible feeling that nobody enjoys. But if you can try to overcome this feeling, you'll start to gain somewhat of a boost of confidence in your way of speaking in front of a live audience. I'll use myself as an example. Whenever I get on the stage, my heart starts racing, skipping beats. I get temporary stage fright every time, but after like 15, 30 seconds or so, the feeling goes away. I start feeling normal again. Well, as normal as I can be. If you can overcome stage fright, you can achieve a lot of things on a live stage. Take improv for an example. Improv? What's that? Never heard of it. Oh boy, we're gonna have fun with this topic. Improv is, well, think of it as going off script. Improv is when you think of something to say that isn't what you had written down. Take improv comedy as an example. They don't pre-plan their jokes and stuff beforehand. They think of them off the top of their head at the right moment, at that exact moment. You know, it's a little hard to explain. Here, let me show you some improv. example. Anyone got anything to say? You. Oh, we're gonna have fun about school buses. So there was this school bus 67. It was a yellow bus. It was a great bus. There was a bunch of cool kids on there. Everything. There were funny kids as well. But then one day, the bus turned into a Twinkie. And the Twinkie had wheels made out of snowballs. You know, the Hostess snack that everyone enjoys. Me personally, my favorite. But then when we got on the bus, everyone turned into a zinger. You know, the other Hostess snack. You know, the one with the frosting on top. Yeah, I never liked that one. So when we got on the bus, everything seemed suspiciously fine. And then one of the kids turned into a pumpkin. A pumpkin made out of candy corn. You know, little candy corn pumpkins. The ones that aren't the best ones. And then we rode the bus all the way to this establishment called, I can't think of the name. Anyway, thank you.
Silent stream, moving scene, teenage dream, never seen. And then there's movement along the fault line. And along the fault line. And then there's movement along the fault line. And then there's movement along the fault line. Far away movement along the fault line.
Next up, we have Michael with his poem, My Fake Face.
Every day I wake up and say life is life. I am in it. I am significant. I am destined to be something great. Oh, wait. That's a lie. I feel like I could cry. But I don't, because if I do, it'll just show all of you that the person I really am is just almost dead inside. So I hide behind my fake face day after day, because if I show you who I truly am, you'd just probably walk the other way. To the Lord of the heavens, I pray and hope you'd stay with me. But I know all you'd see is just some kid making all the wrong choices, listening to all the wrong voices, warping his brain, expecting not to have to deal with the pain of the glaring and the staring at me. I can see it. I'm not a fool. But wait, maybe I became one. Laughing, joking, messing around, acting like a clown. Just bury me underground. Trust me, I won't make a sound. Just alone like I was before. I'll walk myself out the door. But the thing is, I've lied to get here, and I'm surprised to stay here. talking to you all about my popularity race. And before you look away, just let me put on my fake face.
Next up, we have Ryan with his poem, Expectations.
The future is dark and blinding. It's a mystery, a zero, an unknown, always changing its shape and size. They tell me doctor, lawyer, scientist, but what do I want to do? I want to be a streamer, an editor, a YouTuber. It's also cloudy. Do I do what's good for me or what they say is good for me? But they need to lead me down a path, right? I'm lost and there's only one guide. But do I go into the darkness or do I stay on the lit path and do what they say is good for me? They birthed me, they raised me, and they nurtured me. But is their way the only way? With all these questions and all the fog, I'm tongue-tied and confused, and I don't know where to go. But wait, there's another light. Like I just put on a new pair of glasses. I don't want this artificial happiness anymore. I don't want this path that was paved for me. I want to make my own. I want to fail and make mistakes, but I don't want to dread them anymore. I want to love making mistakes. I want to love making blunders. I'm going to go down the new path, into the new light, see what I learn. I'm going to have fun with people that I don't know. And I'm not going to dance like one of the other puppets with their strings. I just want to be me.
Next up, we have Tyler with his poem, a poem about my stuttering.
One day in math class, we were working on a project about parallel lines. The project name was called A World Without Parallel Lines. He had to write about what Earth would be like without any parallel lines. Our teacher said he had to present in front of the class. That's when I immediately got nervous and anxious. A couple days later, we were set to present. A couple people went before me, and they did a great job with their presentation. Then it was my turn. That's when I immediately thought to myself, will I be able to get the words out? I started to tear up because I was nervous about my presentation. Then one of my classmates came over and supported me in going up to do my presentation. My teacher gave me a couple minutes to prepare. Then it was officially go time. I went up to the front, took one deep breath, and began my presentation. The further I got into my presentation, the more comfortable I felt. After I was done, I felt very good. My teacher was very impressed. He talked to me after school and said that I did a great job. I then told my mom and started to tear up again. She was also impressed. A few weeks later, we had to do another project and present. When it was my turn, I was not as nervous as the first time, but then I felt better than I ever have. What I've learned from this is that no matter how nervous you are for presenting to people, the more and more you do it, the more comfortable you feel.
Give Alex with her poem, Broken.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Happiness, anger, fear, anxiety, and sadness. These are all emotions I feel for no reason. I feel as if I'm broken. I can be going to school and having the best day, and in an instant, when I come home, I can be like a ferocious dragon who is ready to spit fire at anyone who even looks in its direction. I am broken. Like Humpty Dumpty, I have been shattered many, many times by disappointment and heartbreak. And like all the king's horses and all the king's men, I couldn't put myself back together again. Not completely. I have picked myself up, I have put myself back together, and each and every time there is a hole where a piece of me used to be, and it keeps growing bigger and bigger and bigger every single time. I am broken. So I've decided to search and dig and clean and to try and find the missing pieces of me, because I feel like there is nothing left. And recently I have found the pieces of me that I have lost. And I see how much I have missed them, though some of them I do not want back. So what do? There is still a hole. I am still broken. So I search and I question, what do I do? And I have found pieces of beautiful shards of glass that will fit in the hole where pieces of me used to be. I still feel broken, but in actuality, I'm a beautiful mosaic.
Next up, we have Riley with her poem, An Open Letter to My Ex-Best Friend.
Why? Why did you do this to me? We were supposed to be friends, but you threw it all away like it was nothing. We used to be really close when we were younger. It was like we were actually sisters. A few years later, it was like you were a whole different person. You were spreading rumors just to make some humor. I tried to fit in so you had nothing to say, but it didn't work. I know I shouldn't have anything to say, but I can't let this go away. So to my ex-best friend, I missed all the times we had, all the times you tried to cheer me up when I was sad. I know you hate me right now, but I hope someday we can find some peace in each other. But for now, I guess it's goodbye.
And let's see, Mr. Lee, you're up next. Hopefully we can get you out of here today. Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee! Mr. Lee! No pulse, no breathing. Code blue, code blue. Start CPR, get the AED hooked up. Here's 0.3 milligrams of epi. Epi is in at 1310. Here's an amp of atropine.
Deliver shock now.
Shocking.
Welcome to Medical Assisting!
Medical assisting helps train students for the medical field in today's administrative and healthcare industries.
We spent a lot of time learning about a bunch of hands-on skills that I think are going to be really useful for my career and getting onwards with my life, as well as just life skills. So if someone's in trouble in my personal life, I can always invite some insight into the situation and help them out.
It's a little bit of everything to where you can like pursue outside of school. So like once you graduate, you'll have like something in the career field that you want to go out, like phlebotomy, you'll have that.
I like the environment. Everybody's really friendly in the classroom, and Miss Crowley is like a mom to all of us.
And I love this class. I'm glad I took it.
Craving something sweet? La Dolce Vita is a local bakery and cafe that is sure to put a smile on your face, even on your rainiest of days.
La Dolce Vita, bad days end here.
You kiss me underneath the moonlight. That's what I saw in my dreams last night. But will that ever happen between you and I? Or is it only ever doomed to happen inside my mind? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. This overthinking's got me paralyzed. How long you think before I realize it's not as bad as it seems sometimes? But will I ever get better if I keep ignoring all my friends' advice? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know if I ever will. I don't know, and I don't know if I ever will. 'cause I don't know. No.
Our, our next poem is by Nick called Smiling Mask.
Hi. You don't know me, but I hope we can grow to become friends. Great friends. Suppose I should introduce myself first, huh? My name is Nick, and here's a fact about me. I love Halloween. I love scary movies and candy, but most of all, I love dressing up. Specifically, I like wearing masks. Now, I love wearing masks so much that I wear one all the time. I mean, think about it. You can slip into a mask and literally become anyone or anything else. It's pretty cool. But the mask I wear, instead of becoming a serial killer or a superhero, I become me. My mask is a smile. Now, I love this mask. I wear it all the time. I wear it day in and day out, through whatever life throws at me. Through tragedy and defeat, through sulk and sorrow, through fear and uncertainty, through desperation and adversity. I love this mask, but I don't just wear it for me. I wear it for you. I wear it for the ones who feel for me and comfort me. I wear it for those who put me down and insult me. I wear it to give the impression that everything is okay when everything isn't okay. Even when I want to hurt, even when I want to cry, even when I'm lying in a bloody pulp on the side of the road, lonely and homeless with minutes left to live due to malnutrition. Wow, that got dark. But don't worry, that's the only bad part. Now that I think about it, that's really grim. I must have wrote this with the lights dim. Writing with no lights kind of puts me in a mood, gives me a dark and gloomy attitude. I realize now I don't have to rhyme, but it's kind of already too late this time. And now I can't stop. That's not going to be a problem, right? Oh well, it'll probably be over by tonight. As I sign off, I just want to say, wear a smile, no matter the day. Wear a smile through it all, wear a smile to the end, wear a smile 24/7, even if it's just pretend. Next up, we have Jamie with his poem, What is Nostalgia?
Nostalgia to me is like being a young, naive child with no sense of the world revolving around him. What is nostalgia? Nostalgia is a sentimental longing or wishful affection for the past, or typically for a period with happy personal associations. What makes me nostalgic is when you are playing video games. For example, getting up in the morning on a cold Saturday day and you turn on your PlayStation or a Xbox. And then you log into Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which personally is my favorite Call of Duty. Another one is like when you go to your friend's house and your town got 2 feet of snow and so you and your friend go outside and go sledding out where a hill is located near their house. Nostalgia brings me back old memories of my childhood when I was in Salmaker before I moved here to Hinsdale. Me and my friend always reminisce of when we were younger and how we first met. How we met, I was at my dad's house for the weekend. I called his mom. I lost his phone number. It was on a Post-it note. And I went over to his house for the weekend. It was my first time playing on a PlayStation 3 at his house. He had one. We were playing Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies. We went to a high round of 10. We can go to higher rounds. But we were like 8 years old playing video games new. That's how I got into gaming, and that is what nostalgia feels like to me. It brings back old memories to me and to anyone that is similar to my thinking, where you remember when you are young, your first ever friend, or your first time ever playing video games, or anything that makes you happy. Is by Keaton, called Beware the Gremlin of Monopoly.
Last Saturday, me and 3 of my friends decided to play Frozen Monopoly to pass the time at our sleepover. How foolish we all were. How we all underestimated the utter selfishness and disrespect from our fellow friend, Delaney. Delaney decided that since she's played the game multiple times with her family before, that she would have the perfect strategy to win. This strategy consists of buying every single freaking color on the map that she decided to land on, making the game nearly impossible to play because she refused to trade. Delaney, in my eyes, is like a little gremlin you find under a bridge begging for money. The gremlin relied on a single card that, in her eyes, everyone landed on. $6, please, is all that she kept asking throughout the game. After about 20 minutes of straight arguing, we finally got Delaney to trade 2 of her cards, and from there, our empires grew. The soldier, Dayton, was the first one to go. Dayton had a single dollar for which he held very close to his heart. A heart for which the gremlin did not own, for she struck him down with a mighty force, making him bankrupt. The gremlin's next target, Madison, was in the line of fire. Madison, the Olaf. She landed on her castle. She was gone. It was just me and her now, me and the gremlin. The gremlin landed on my castle, and I thought, could this be true? Could I single-handedly take the monster down? I was wrong, for the gremlin landed on the parking lot, getting all the money in the middle. I knew my time was up. I grabbed the dice and kissed him. I rolled, and counting, I could see my defeat. The board was flipped, tears were shed, anger is all that filled the room, and then silence. Monopoly shows your true character. Monopoly is not a game for the faint of heart. Beware the gremlin of Monopoly.
Our next poem is called Love.
You know, your eyes remind me of chocolate. Your lips are as pink as strawberries. I wonder if they taste as sweet as they are. Your skin looks like the sun has kissed it. I'm kind of jealous, to be honest. I wish you were here and not across the waters. Every day, no, every second of my life. I just want to tell you, no, show you how much you mean to me. You're so kind, caring, sweet, and nice, though those are only the few of the many things I could say. You are my world, and my love for you is as deep as the great lake that separates us. If I had 3 wishes, I would only use 2 of them. My first wish would be for you to be here. My second would be for this to never end. I would then give you my last wish, for you to wish for anything in this world, because, well, I hope, you know, that I'll give you anything in this world. No, not just this world. The universe, filled with worlds. You're my joy, my happiness, the reason I smile and laugh. You're the reason why I'm able to be right here in a room filled with people talking about you. You're my strength. You give me courage. You're my everything. I love you.
Our next poem is by Hannah, called Art is My Hobby.
Art is my hobby as well as my coping mechanism. I draw for the sake of creating and for the sake of calming. Pencil, sketching, watercolor, inking, and Copic. All these tools help me make something I can be proud of. And when I'm sad, angry, happy, or feeling hopeless, they help me display the emotions that I cannot express through words or tears. Art is my hobby, and it doesn't judge me. Art accepts the messiness and complications of emotion. It doesn't judge the lack of coordination of the pencil strokes. It only cares about listening to how you feel through each line. Art is my hobby and something I can always count on. When the world gets too much, sketching holds my emotions together. In messy lines, they show emotions of sadness and anger. It helps me say the words I'm too scared to say out loud. Art is my hobby, and the darkness could use some color. It takes time and patience to use watercolor, but in that time it will blossom into a beautiful painting, with happiness engraved into every vibrant color. Art is my hobby and can be unpredictable. My shaking hands mess up any inking I do. The lines will not be perfect, and that can be frustrating, but they have helped me accept the imperfections about my art and myself. Art is my hobby, and it isn't something I always like. I don't always like my art. I don't like using Copic markers a lot. They bleed easily and they ruin good inking, but they challenge me to be better and accomplish more, and sometimes you need that when you're down. Art is my hobby as well as my coping mechanism. Drawing, sketching, inking, painting, no matter what technique I use or what kind of paper I decide on, art will always have my back, and I can never be thankful enough for my art for being there.
Our next poem is by Matt, called Why Are We Here?
Why are we here? Why are we here? We try to act like stone statues. We stay in line. We just try to act like normal people. We're not. And then to an average church goer, I mean no disrespect. They preach, say that we're here for a divine purpose. I see nothing there. And they say someone up there in the sky, say they planned this all out. If they planned this all out, why haven't we found anyone up there? It's my question. It may not be yours. And we get no answer. We truly don't know why. Then we go towards the Enlightenment period. We look to science for the answers, but don't give us clear answers that we truly need if we're the only planet here with life, Or are we another? Well, do we finally contact someone, or does someone contact us? So, that's the true question. If they do if another race from another planet come and contact us, will they be here to conquer this world for its resources, if there really is any left? Or is here to trade, to truly help this planet and try to give it a better purpose? Or just fight and see who would win? I would rather go for the trade option. But truly, in fact, we don't know. You know, life is truly just a glimpse, just a speck, just dust. Thank you.
Our last poem is by Max, called Dear Mirror Man.
Dear Mirror Man, we used to be so similar, but we're not the same. Like doppelgangers, in a way. From a distance, you and I are identical, but the closer I get to you, the better I can see who we truly are. Our bodies mold together the figure of a man who we had always needed growing up. Our eyes are the true difference between us, though. Mine tell the story of a man who is perceived as people's knight in shining armor, or the person that they need in life. But staring into yours, I see fear. The fear of being left behind, the fear of what has happened will continue, or what happens next. The type of fear is very familiar to me. Wait, do I know you? I feel like I've seen you before. Oh, yes. I remember you now. We used to look at each other for hours back when we were the same. We would dream of who you would become. We dreamed of me. So looking at you now, I realize that I'm not you, but you're me, if that makes any sense. Soon you'll learn what armor you need to wear and what you don't, how to trust and when not to, stuff like that. You'll also see your own mirror man soon. I'm sorry we cannot be the same, but I'm proud of not being you anymore. I'm proud because I know our journey pays off at last.
I want to thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming. Our poets deserve our admiration, and thanks for their hard work. I also want to thank our seniors that are working behind the scenes with everything. I also want to thank Noah. Very good music. He's a very good musician. Words hard, but thank you guys for coming.